everybody on the Pro Forum. So what I figured I'd talk about in my little movie today, thanks to my trusty cameraman Tammy, by the way, is the Inspire 1 again. I'll have a movie coming up next where I give you a little tour of my neighborhood, but I just wanted to get you familiar with how awesome, what an awesome product this is. I talked about it in another movie about how the Inspire 1 to me is like the professional series, and I realize they make them even better than the Inspire 1. But it's like, you know, the Phantom series, which are very, very good units, by the way. I'm not knocking them a bit, because I had one, and I used it, and I made a pretty good bit of money with the thing. But that's almost like the Canon Rebel of drones. Somebody even said that it's more of the point-and-shoot series. Whereas now that you step up to the Inspire series, what this thing is, it's like the 1DX series, and it is really, really a piece of equipment. So the reason I'm using earphones and making a separate recording is that way when we crank up the drone, it gets kind of noisy. That way you can for sure hear me in case it gets too noisy. But let me just show you a couple of cool features. First of all, it's got the carbon fiber legs. I did go ahead and upgrade. What's one of the neat features, by the way, that I found about the Inspire 1 series is that, like, let's say they've already upgraded this thing to, I think, version 3 now or something like that. And I just found out that basically what the upgrade was these props. It's a quick on and off prop. So I did upgrade. Instead of having to screw on the props and then put on these locking clips, you just simply line it up, give it a little turn, and boom, the blade is on. So if you don't happen to get the version 3, if you do end up with one of these, make sure you get these little locking clips. You can order them from anybody. By the way, just a quick shout out while I'm talking about Robert at Dury's. Robert is phenomenal. I got this from Robert at Dury's. He gave me an incredible price. I highly, highly recommend you give Robert a call. He really take care of you the way he took care of me. Now, the other neat thing about the Inspire 1 series is the camera is removable. This comes off and it has its own little bayonet system. Now, at this point in time, they really only make one camera. But the fact that it's removable is telling everybody that what they plan on doing is coming out with a series of cameras. Cameras that do different things. Now, there's already a company out there that has come up with a camera that does infrared so that you can use it for architectural type stuff to show where people need, where their watering is needed on crops and so on and so forth. So let me get this thing back on. It's got to really be lined up just about right and perfect. There we go. All right, and so you attach the camera. Now, if you notice, it is a gimbal, so it floats this way, and it floats this way. It goes all the way around so you can get all 360-degree angles. Now, the legs, you'll see in a minute, whenever it takes off and it gets above a certain area, these legs lift up out of the way so as to give you free access down below the camera without showing any of the prop wash or any of that kind of stuff. Big, big improvement over the Phantom series. Another big, big improvement is frankly the controller system. This thing is incredible. This is one heck of a nice piece of equipment. Buttons on the bottom that do specific things. This is your record button for doing video. This is your record button for doing a still. You can do live adjustments as far as camera adjustments here. Various other things, all sorts of, this is your tilt on the camera going up and down. But the big deal is that the iPad plugs into the series and you see everything live that the camera sees, HD mind you, straight onto your iPad. So I'm going to fire this thing up and show you the signal. Come see. You show you the signal. It's going to come in view in just a second. And it's tuning itself. All right, there you go. So you see the signal is a live HD signal that you get to, the way you can fly first person. Now I'm gonna sit back and let Tammy do me a nice little recording. I've already calibrated the compass so it knows where it's at. And notice how when it gets up off the ground, the legs move out of the way. There it goes. Did you see that? Cam, you can see that pretty good? I'm going to do it again just so she gets a really good view. Turn it like this. And watch, I'm going to go down low. When you go down to a certain point for landing, the legs drop down for landing. And then when you get up to a certain degree, automatically it knows you want to fly. And they move up. Now what that allows me to do, watch, I'll show you, the camera now can move all the way around. All the way around. Come on. All the way around. And I don't ever see the prop. Now one of the buttons on here that moves the camera up and down. Now that's it moves real fast. Or if you just barely touch it, it'll move real slow. See how nice and even and smooth it goes? Alright? But for the most part, when you're flying by yourself and filming, to record left and right, you literally have to turn left to move the camera left, and you have to turn right to move the camera right. Just like that. And that is how you make the camera move all the way around. Now the beautiful thing, come back on me, Tam. The really, really beautiful thing about this drone is that right now, if you notice, I'm totally hands-off. Make sure my video recording's still going. Yep, I'm totally hands-off. See? The control stick is just sitting there. And give it a pan back up to the unit. Notice, it's just locked in, loaded. It's just sitting there. I'm not touching it. I'm not doing anything. And how is it flying? How is it holding its altitude? How is it just sitting there so perfect? Well, right now, I'm talking to 16, count them, 16 GPS units in space are all talking and calibrating this unit and making sure that it stays perfectly in position. It's just sitting there waiting for me to give it a command. Go ahead, pan back up to it, Tammy, and I'm going to give it a forward command, and it goes forward. As soon as I let go, it goes back to maintaining altitude and maintaining its position. Back command, same thing. Sitting still, left, right. Now, in the next little video towards the end, I did some really violent maneuvers to show you how stable the camera is. This is what I'm going to be doing. This. And if you notice, take a look at the camera. Look at the camera. See how the camera stays level? Even with all these violent maneuvers, that camera stays pointing right where it's targeted and giving you a nice, smooth video. For still photography, it's pretty incredible because I can put my histogram right up on the iPad, and I'm looking at the histogram right now. If I want to do a still, boom, I just push the button. I just took a RAW, DMG, and JPEG at the same time. If I just want to do a DMG, I just do a DMG. If I just want to do a JPEG, I can just do a JPEG. And fast, pan up, Tam. I'm going to give you a fast flyaway. This thing flies at about 30 miles an hour, and here we go. That's cool, you got to admit. And just like that, I am already at 133 feet. 130.5 feet and 442 feet away from me. And I'm going to just come on back. Now, if you've never flown RC, I'll probably mention this in the next video. If you've never flown RC, it's a little weird when it's flying at you. Because when it's flying at you, everything is backwards. Frontwards is, to go forward, you have to pull it back. And if you go backwards, you have to push it forward. To go left, you have to push it right. To go right, you have to push it left. But it is flat out amazing how your brain just figures all that out without even thinking. And just like that, we're back home. You gotta admit, it's a cool piece of equipment. I think it's gonna make money. I think people have to get used to the idea. I think people have to get comfortable with the concept. There you go. I hope this helps somebody. And basically, I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.